All right, in this video, I'm just going to go over the gerunds notes. So first thing we need to talk about is what is a verb. So remember, a verb is a word used to describe an action, a state, or an occurrence, and it forms the main part of a predicate in a sentence. So examples of verbs: run, jump, swim, read. So basically anything you can do is something that's a verb. Also, verbs that tend to catch us off guard are is or are would be the plural. So am would be another one. So like I am a teacher. So the verb in that sentence is am. Reading is boring. So the reading is the subject of that sentence because it's telling what you're doing. And is the verb. So remember, these is, are, was, all of those are verbs. Those are state of being verbs. And the rest of the verbs are action words. So looking at our next slide, verbs express action. So analyze, befriend, cooperate, deduce, exaggerate, find, grow. These are all actions. So things we can do or state of being. Is, are, was, were, am, be, been. Those are all words that help describe just what you're doing or what you are. So state of being, what you are. So what is a verbal? So a gerund is a kind of verbal. So we're talking about like, what is the overarching thing we're going to be talking about for the next couple weeks, which is verbals. And then what's the first kind that we're talking about? Gerunds. So a verbal is a word that is derived from a verb, but is used as a noun, adjective, or adverb. So basically it's an action word or a verb. It's just used differently in the sentence. There are three types of verbals that we're going to be looking at. This week we're going to look at gerunds. Next week we're going to look at infinitives, and then the week after that we're going to look at participles. So all of these are types of verbals. So every single one of these describes a action word or something that you do. It's just used differently in a sentence. So talking about gerunds, that's just a type of a verbal. Gerunds are verb ending in ing used as a noun. So remember, nouns are subjects of sentences. So we're looking for a word that ends in ing that's a subject of a sentence. So gerunds are words that are formed with verbs but act as nouns. So examples: swimming, running, biking, wrestling. All of these are things that you do and they end in ing. And these are just gerund phrases. So reading the book, discussing our plans. Again, we're always looking for that word that ends in ing. Gerund is a thing that someone can do. To find gerunds in sentences, just look for a verb that has an ing ending. So always double check that the word that ends in ing is a verb that you can actually, something that you can do. And then we're looking for it used as a noun. So it'll most likely be the subject of the sentence. So again, swimming, running, biking, wrestling, reading, discussing, all things you can do that end in ing. So for your assignment, what you're going to do is follow the directions on each of the following slides. So on slide 10, you're going to highlight the gerunds in each sentence. So again, you're looking for an action word that ends in ing, and that's what a gerund is. So number 1, feeding the stingrays in Grand Cayman was one of the trip's highlights. So feeding's highlighted. Number 2, on a scorching hot day, eating ice cream is the ultimate way to cool down. So first thing you should be looking for is INGs. So scorching, in this context, we're looking at as a noun. So although scorch is a verb, you can scorch somebody. I suppose if you had firepower. It does end in ing, but this isn't used as a noun. This is used as a adverb. So it's describing hot. So it's not that one. So keep looking. We got to look for another ing word, eating. Eating ice cream is the ultimate way to cool down. So eat is a verb. It ends in ing, and it is a noun. So eating ice cream. So that's something people can do, and that's the noun of this sentence. So we're going to use this little marker button and highlight eating. And then you just need to do 3, 4, 5, 6. On the next slide, you're going to highlight the verb yellow and highlight the gerund or gerund phrase green. So we're looking for verbs or action words. So what's the verb of each sentence? And then what's the gerund? In the first example, Mary Shelley is famous for creating the Gothic novel Frankenstein. So Mary Shelley is the subject of the sentence, and is the verb. So that's like the point of the sentence, that she is famous. And then the verb that ends in ing is creating. So that's green. So number 2, completing Frankenstein at age 19 was an incredible accomplishment. So right away, the ing word is completing. So we're going to make that green. Now we're looking for the verb. This slide has quite a few state of being verbs. So in this case, the verb is was. And then you do 3, 4, 5 on your own. And on the last slide, rewrite each sentence to make it coherent. Change the underlined words into other verb forms or gerunds. So this one started off with to do. So I cannot go on to do nothing. So I just changed to do to doing. So I made it a gerund. Number 2, to give is better than to receive. So you got to figure out how to turn the underlined words into gerunds. So to give, giving, and then to receive, receiving. Giving is better than receiving. And then you do 3, 4, 5 on your own. And then when you're all done, submit this slideshow on Schoology, please. That is all. Good luck with gerunds. Let me know if you have any questions.